Hey guys, welcome back. This is HD StarCraft, and I'm here to bring you guys Game 6 of the show match between WhiteRa and BeastyQT. So far, it has been an amazing set. WhiteRa is going to be the red Protoss player spawning in the top right-hand side of Cloud Kingdom, and his opponent is going to be BeastyQT in the bottom left spawning as the blue Terran player. Now, this is going to be one more of the traditional maps in this set, and you know, out of all the maps we've been watching so far, most of the games have ended pretty quickly, save for one, and that was on GSL's Daybreak. So you might imagine, now that we are on Cloud Kingdom, another map that is well-versed, well-practiced by the players, that we might be in store for another long macro game. But then again, we had Whirlwind, which is probably the biggest map of all, and that game ended so quickly, which really caught me by surprise. But we'll see what happens here. This, nevertheless, if it's short or long, it is definitely going to be action-packed. That much we can infer from the quality of play between these two players and the innovations that you see them coming out with here in Heart of the Swarm. Let's just see what happens here. It does look like WhiteRa is mining. He's not going to be sending out an early scouting probe, of course, because this is a 1-1 map. It's not a 4-player map. You don't necessarily need to scout right away because you know the inherent position of your opponent, which it is always going to be in the bottom left-hand corner if you spawn in the top right. So he is gonna make the gateway and then send out the scouting probe to find out exactly what BC is up to. BC is making a barracks at the front door, wishing his opponent good luck, have fun. Does have a refinery coming up. That is a pretty quick refinery, but it's not like a super fast one before racks, which is what you would normally see a Terran do if they were going to go for early Reapers. I think what we're seeing here is more of a traditional barracks and then gas. I don't think Beasty is going to go right away for the quick expansion, which is what he tried to do on Whirlwind, and then WhiteRa just says, forget that, I'm going to proxy the Stargate and then bum rush your front door with Void Rays and 4 gateways. But it does look like that probe tries to get inside, going to try to do a little bit of damage against that SCV. The SCV sent back over to the mineral fields, and now the probe is of course going to check the gas, and he does see, okay, there is a gas coming. He knows now that Beasty is going to be going for a little bit of tech options here. We do have a Reaper coming out of the barracks instead of seeing the more traditional save up 100 gas and go straight for factory, and the probe almost gets surrounded as well, but it is able to squeak out of there at the last second. The barracks with the rally set directly on the probe. I do believe this probe is pretty much gonna die, especially since it's walled in. It's like a caged rat right now, and it has nowhere to run, and the extermination squad has arrived. Goodbye, probe. And so it does go down. You guys might be a little bit shell-shocked right there that the Reaper did not kill the probe as quickly, but you have to remember that the Reapers have had their damage and their attacks change considerably. They do a lot less damage. They don't do more damage against light units anymore, is what I'm trying to get at, but they are very fast right out of the gate, that you don't need to get the Nitro Packs upgrade anymore, and they are able to regenerate out of combat. So you can rush a probe line with a bunch of Reapers, but you really do need more than 1 to 2. They're not as powerful against workers or light units anymore, but overall, they're, I think, a much better unit in general. They're kind of a jack of all trades, if you will, and that Reaper just blinked in there, decided to see what was going on, and saw the Stalker and just jetted out. But it was able to get some scouting intel. Namely, it saw the Stalker, so it knows now that, okay, WhiteRa does have a Stalker out on the field, and indeed, it looks like WhiteRa is going to be thinking about making an attack here. Once again, of course, no surprise really that WhiteRa is not expanding yet. There we go, the Nexus is coming down. I was gonna say, is WhiteRa even thinking about getting expansion? He should. Meanwhile, BC is throwing up a command center inside his home base, but he's got to be wary. That Reaper once again crossing paths with the Stalker, and now BC knows that there is a Stalker at his front door. He should be able to get the Marines in position to stop this Stalker. He brings the Reaper for support as well, but that Mothership Core is inbound, and so BC is gonna have to fall back and wait for additional Marines, wait for that reactor barracks to pump out 2 more Marines, and he should be all right. I highly doubt he's going to lose this initial command center to the early pressure from WhiteRa. You know, the command center is almost done, and I highly doubt that the early pressure will be able to get any SCV kills either. But then again, it is WhiteRa. We'll just have to see how he plays this out. He does have to blow through a bunch of Marines and the supply depot to be able to get up into the middle, and at the same time, there is a factory and starport being made in the back, and the factory completes a Widow Mine. So now that the Widow Mine is done, I really don't think WhiteRa is going to be able to push up this ramp unless he wants to just straight up lose a Stalker or a Mothership Core, which would be very unwise. It's just not worth it against the free Sentinel missile. And so WhiteRa realizing, all right, that's the end of that. But he pulls back, but not all the way. He's actually going to make a pylon. I think he might be preparing for another proxy attack. The Mothership Core! The Mothership Core drops a Time Warp Field before it goes down. And that is going to allow the Stalkers to pick off a few more Marines on the way out. That was really smart right there from WhiteRa. He knew right there that he couldn't hope to pull the Mothership Core away because of its slow acceleration rate. But maybe he can bust out an ability right before it dies. And that's exactly what he did. He was able to squeak out Time Warp and get a couple of Marine kills. And now Beastie does have a medevac complete. That is the byproduct of the starport. He could certainly go for a drop play right now, especially since medevacs with their Ignite Afterburners can move so quickly and drop so rapidly. I'm not too sure what he's waiting for. He's still leaving a lot of SCVs at the front. And you know why? It's because Beastie saw that pylon back there and he just doesn't know. Is WhiteRa preparing to do another all-in on me? And so he ferries his troops to the low ground and he's going to find out right now. He's going to check to see, hey, is there more units out here? No, there isn't. And he's burrowed his Widow Mines back there, but I think WhiteRa saw the Widow Mines going down, so he's no fool. I don't think WhiteRa is going to walk over that minefield and just lose all of his units, but he is going to be able to snipe these Marines one by one. He's got to be careful. The mine is burrowing down. He gets out of harm's way. Super pro micro right there, and WhiteRa should be able to get out without losing any more units. I think maybe the probe will die. Oh, wow. He's gonna actually warp in a couple of zealots here. I didn't expect that. And these zealots are completely hidden right now. BC has no idea that it's back there, but now the probe, as it was under fire from the Marines, kind of baits the zealots out, calling for help. But the Stalkers come back, and they are here, and huge army suddenly at the front door for BC. He doesn't have any forces nearby, but he does drop off a Widowmine Marine attack into the main base. That was from the medevac that left a natural a few moments ago. And now WhiteRa is committed to this assault. He's going to try to end the game once again. Deja vu. Whoa, I mean, what? WhiteRa just says, I don't even want to go to the late game if I know I can beat you right here and right now. But he's got to be a little bit concerned about this dropship, which is unloading Marines and Widow Mines, and it's pulling all these probes back over to the main base. I don't see any mines back there, though, so it looks like these probes are going to be able to mine happily. And meanwhile, at the front door, WhiteRa looking to get the victory here to push the series to 4-2. Remember, this is a best of 9. I don't even know if I mentioned that, but the first player to win 5 games is going to be the winner of the set. So WhiteRa now looking to push the game to the score of 4-2, and I don't think Beastie can stop him. WhiteRa just showing how much it helps to have that experience of playing the HOTS beta, and really just a creative and innovative player in of itself, and using aggression to obtain victory here. Just absolutely beautiful plays. I think BeastyQT might be out of it. I'm looking at the workers killed. It is actually pretty close. He still has a lot of SCVs, but he's only got 1 base. That's the biggest problem of all. And the Stalker micro from WhiteRa is just tearing him inside out, and nothing BC can do about it. Unfortunately, he doesn't even have Stim yet. Stim is now researching, but it's not even close to being completed, and there, I think it's going to be the final battle. WhiteRa gets the victory, and that is going to take this game to game 7, excuse me. Score is now 4-2. If WhiteRa wins the next game, he is going to be the winner of this best of 9 show match. But an incredible series so far. I'll see you guys in game 7. Don't go anywhere. This is HD signing out.